There when it matters.
Welcome back to our Altron segment, and tonight we speak to Maxine Merrifield, Manager of Special Projects on Skills Development for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Maxine, good evening.
Good evening, Ron. How are you?
I'm all right, and yourself?
I'm very well, thank you.
Given the skills shortage, what can organizations or corporates do to contribute towards bridging the ICT skills gap we have?
I think we're very fortunate in South Africa that training and development at all levels is driven by our BBBE scorecard, our tax incentives, and the skill development levy that employers play. So these processes, I think, provide incentives to all companies to do training not only for their own staff, but vast unemployed youth population that we currently have in this country. Having said that, though, bridging the ICT skills gap is going to require bold programs funded and supported by industry. I think many people and companies don't really understand the ever-changing world of IT and how this can both benefit and harm them. So using cybersecurity, for an example, we're all aware that we need a password, why we need a password, how important it is. We've heard about hacking of government departments and so on. But I don't think that people really understand how much it affects us personally, and that it can actually happen to us. So I saw a consultant hack a password in 3 seconds and fake an online ID. And I think business doesn't really understand what the fourth industrial space is going to bring to them, how it can harm them, how it can benefit them. And I think we're going to have to find unique ways and bold ways for us to develop that skills gap, because we don't know what we need at the moment. And understanding that is going to allow us to create a talent pipeline to meet this need.
What are the benefits for organizations that implement skills training initiatives to create and grow their human resource pool of experienced ICT professionals?
So I think there are a number of benefits for organizations. Top of the scorecard is the BBBE scorecard rating. So if you do training and development, it's an element on the scorecard, and this can improve your overall rating in the organization. If you run a learnership is a certification or qualification that somebody can get. It runs over a period of year. It includes both theory training and workplace training. If you run a learnership, you can get sort of 60,000 Rand tax rebates for your company. You can get tax incentives if you employ unemployed youth. So I think there's a lot of monetary value or gain to be had from running training and development within an organization. But I think there's something more important that we need to have a look at here. So if you take a learnership and you customize it to suit your working environment and the skills gap that you have within your space, you can really easily bring a talent pipeline into your business. And you can evaluate that individual over a period of a year. You can see whether they fit into an organization. You can understand whether they're going to add value to your business before you hire them. So you're not only gaining incentive, but you're building your talent pipeline that's specific to your business, and you're contributing to alleviating the unemployment levels in South Africa.
Now, talk us through about the skills development programs you've been running, particularly focused on people living with disabilities, and what has been the success rate in this regard.
So a large part of the work that we do is with youth who have no alternative. So they can't enter the workforce. They come from educational backgrounds that are not really great. They come from very, very poor communities or broken families. They don't have money to enter into university to do the qualifications that industry actually needs. We offer qualifications to the youth. We provide a platform to get them employable. And not always easy in the current economic situation that we have, but it is a platform for us to develop people. People living with disabilities are even worse off than the youth that I've spoken about now. It requires that industry takes or makes accommodation for them in the workplace. It adds pressure onto industry. It adds expense to the organization for them to accommodate people with disabilities. And people with disabilities come with their own unique challenges that need to be catered for. So what we do is we have a team of occupational therapists that work with us. We assess our candidates that have a disability. We assess the workplace. We provide assistance in terms of accommodation within that workplace. We provide sensitization workshops so that the process of accommodating people with a disability within an organization is smooth, and people understand what to watch out for and how to assist the individual with the disability, and to also ensure that the people around them provide the necessary support so that they are successful within the workplace. So we've had a number of candidates that have been employed over the years that we've worked with them, and we've probably placed about just over 1,500 candidates with disabilities into various industries.
Explain how skills development initiatives and learnerships have, I guess, modernized over time to be more 4IR focus.
So there are a number of sort of areas that we need to have a look at when we're talking about the modernization of learnerships. A lot of we need to sort of focus on the digitalization skills. So every individual that enters into the workplace needs to have computer skills, regardless of whether they are doing a computer qualification or an IT qualification. They need basic computer skills. They need to understand how to use platforms. They need to understand how to use systems and applications. So we do a lot of work with all of our candidates around that. They have to upload their own POEs and work on our LMS themselves. They get computer training. They need to consume online content because the world is moving to a space where learning is done online. While training is really, really important, that one-on-one training to develop people for the world of work, they need to understand that when they enter the world of work, a lot of their training will be done online because that's where training is moving to. Business is very reluctant to let people go on 5, 6, 10-day training courses these days. So a lot of that training does take place online. And I think we do a lot around developing people in that line. With regards to IT qualifications specifically, there is a real need to develop skill within this country around 4IR. So a lot of base qualifications are used so that we meet the needs of the learnerships and the scorecards, but we add additional qualifications onto that and certifications onto that that are internationally recognized. So your Microsoft certifications, Oracle, CompTIA, AWS. And we enhance the programs around the learnership side. We enhance the programs so that they meet the needs of the industry and the skills gaps that we have at this point.
If you're just joining us now, we're speaking to Maxine Merrifield, Manager of Special Projects at Altron on 4IR Training and Upscaling. Maxine, with regards to labor, are there any conversations that you're having generally with labor with regards to this future of work and upskilling, in particular training and upskilling of staff?
So with regards to that, I think, if you have a look at the CETAs and the CETA environment and space, they provide us with a report on a yearly basis of what the skills gaps are and what labor and industry is saying the skills gaps are. So there's a lot of discussion that happens in a training and development environment with labor itself, or where we're going and what we need to develop. And I think there's a lot of fear around 4IR. There's a lot of fear that I'm going to lose my job, that everybody's going to be without work, that the machines are going to take over. But I think it's lesser, and a lot of conversation needs to happen around how do we ensure that people are not fearful of IT, but are using IT to the benefit of the companies and the benefit of the country as a whole. And how do we make people understand that their careers will change and that they need to upskill and reskill into different environments. Those are the conversations that we really need to be having. Instead of the fear that I'm going to lose my job, how do I develop and upskill myself to be something different? And I think, in the olden days, you spent 20 years in a company, 25 years in a company, and you did exactly the same job over and over. That's not the world of work that we live in today. And we need to get our youth to understand that their careers will be changing on a regular basis to accommodate all the changes that are happening.
All right. That was Maxine Merrifield, Manager of Special Projects at Altron on 4IR Training and Upskilling. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much for having us.